Good afternoon. In last video, we discussed 20 questions from the lesson metals and non-metals. Now we are going to continue 21 question onwards. The 21 question is aluminium foil used for food wrapping. Aluminium foil used for food wrapping. Okay. So our option is what? Correct option is what? A. So why aluminium foil is used for food wrapping? Simple. So aluminium is act as a barrier for oxygen, light and moisture. So when we are going to pack the food material in aluminium foil, it is do not allow the light or moisture or oxygen into the food item. So in that way it will be prevent the spoilage of the food. So that is why in food packaging we use the aluminium foil. So aluminium foil is used for wrapping means wrapping means food wrapping. Okay. Next question. Hydrogen gas is produced when metals react with. Hydrogen gas is produced when metals react with acids. When metals react with acids. So this is one of the kind of displacement reaction. Now we will discuss this. When metals treated with acid, it gives rise to metal salt and hydrogen gas. Metal salt and hydrogen gas. We'll see that. For example, if you take the zinc granules and it is mixing with the hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, then what we are getting? Metal salt, zinc chloride we are getting, and the gas is produced. That gas is escaped through a delivery tube of the conical flask. That gas is what? Hydrogen gas. So that means when metals are treated with the acids, they are producing which gas? Hydrogen gas. To confirm in that reaction, hydrogen gas is liberated. Simple. When we bring the burning splinter near to the mouth of the delivery tube, it is put up with the pop sound. So that sound is indication to the hydrogen gas is liberating in the reaction. Okay. Now we go to the next slide, 23. Which category of elements exhibit the property of heat conduction? Already in first video only we discussed metals are exhibit the characteristic properties like electrical conductivity, heat conductivity, malleability, ductility. These all are the characteristic properties of the metals. So see here, which category of elements exhibit the property of heat conduction? Metals, non-metals, metalloids, all of this. So we know the option. Which is the correct option? Option B. Metals are the good conductors of heat and electricity. So our option is B. Why the metals are act as a good conductors of heat and electricity? Because of this also we discussed in the last videos. Metals are highly electropositive in character. That means they has a tendency to lose the electrons in their crystal lattice, while that crystal lattice is composed of metallic ions, positive charged metallic ions, and free electrons. These free electrons are freely moves in throughout the crystal structure, crystal lattice, while that they carries the thermal energy from place to place. Okay. Why? Because once heat energy is supplied to the crystal lattice, then what happened? Electrons takes that energy, they will be get excited and they get more and more kinetic energy. Then they undergoes into a collisions with the adjacent electrons. Again they transmit the energy to the adjacent one. In that way they will be carries the energy from one point to another point in the form of kinetic energy, while that they undergoes into a number of collisions and transmit the heat energy. Okay, so that's the reason why the metals are act as a good conductors of heat. And next slide. Which method is used to separate a mixture of ore and impurities with different densities. There is the different separation techniques we are using in the metallurgy to separate the impurities from the ore. But here the condition is what? The ore and impurity is differentiated with their densities. In such cases, what kind of separation technique we are going to use? Simple. In that we are going to use the separation technique, that is what? Hydraulic washing. Hydraulic washing. So here impurity and ore is different densities, in different densities. While that only we use the hydraulic washing. In the hydraulic washing, first whatever the impure ore is there with us, we are pulverizing that ore as a finest powder. Then that impure ore is placed on the slopy surface. When we are going to allow the water jet on it in hydraulic classifier, the heavier ore particles get settled down on the slopy surface, and means massive particles, those ore particles are get settled at the bottom, and lighter particles are washed away with the speed of the water, okay, due to the speed of that water jet. So in that way, by following the process of hydraulic washing, we remove the lower density impurities from the heavier particles of ore. So this is what our option is, what? Option C. Next we go to the 25th question. What is the process of in extracting metals from their ores called? Chemistry, metallurgy, industry, physics. So already in the second video we discussed this also. The process of extracting metals from their ores is called what? Metallurgy. So metallurgy is one of the branch of chemistry. It deals the extraction of metals from their ores and preparation of their alloys. So what kind of separation techniques we are using in the extraction of metals from their ores, and what the percentages of metals are mixing with each other and forming the homogeneous mixture, that nothing but alloys, and what are the desired characteristics alloys we are getting. These all, okay, techniques whatever we are using in these methods, that is called what? Metallurgy. So metallurgy is the branch of chemistry which deals the extraction of metals from their ores and preparation of their alloys. In this, whatever the principles and techniques we are using, that all will come under the metallurgy. Okay, so our correct answer is metallurgy, option B. Now we go to the next slide, 26th slide. When metals react with mineral acids are treated with the mineral acids. For example, if we take the magnesium, magnesium is going to treat with the sulfuric acid. Okay, magnesium is the metal. So what it is giving? MgSO4, magnesium sulfate, it is giving. This is the metallic salt, and remaining part is what? Hydrogen gas. The hydrogen gas is escape out in the form of gas only. To confirm in the reaction, gas is liberating. When we put the burning splinter near to the mouth of the delivery tube, it is put up with the pop sound. Why? Because hydrogen is combustible gas but not supported the combustion. It is highly inflammable gas. Within a fraction of seconds, it will be catches the fire and liberated enormous amount of energy and water vapor. So that water vapor gushes with high speed in the surroundings. That is why there is a vibrations are entered in the surrounding air. Therefore, due to that collisions with the surrounding air particles, gas particles, it is producing that pop sound. Okay, this is a confirmation test for the liberation of hydrogen. Now next we go to the 27th question. Aluminium, being a good conductor of electricity, is used in the question only we are getting that. Aluminium being a good conductor of electricity, it is used in electric wires. It is used in electric wires. So our answer is option C. It is used in electric wires because it is a good conductor of electricity. If we consider the metals like aluminium, copper, and what is that? Silver, gold. These all are good conductors of electricity because of their electrical resistivity is very low. Resistivity is reciprocal to conductivity. So their resistivity is low. Opposition of flow of current is very low. That means they allow the flow of current through them. That is why they act as a good conductors of electricity. Okay, so here aluminum is being a good conductor of electricity. It is used as a electric wires. Now next question, 28th question. What is the process of coating iron sheets with a thin layer of zinc is called? We know that the coating of zinc over the surface of iron is called what? Galvanization. So option C is correct, galvanization. Now we come to the next question. Among the following gases, which burns with a pop sound? Just now we discussed. Okay, among these four options, which one will be burns with the pop sound? Hydrogen is burns with the pop sound because of just now I explained this. Hydrogen is highly combustible, highly flammable gas. Whenever we introduce the burning splinter in that, immediately catches that fire, and while that enormous amount of energy is produced and water vapor is produced, these water vapor particles are undergoes into a collisions with the adjacent gaseous particles in the surrounding air, while that due to that high intensity collisions and it produces a loud sound, that is what? Pop sound. Loud sound means whatever the characteristic sound we are listening, that is what? Pop sound. Okay, now we go to the next question, 30th question. Which of the following metals is commonly used to make utensils? So generally domestically we are using the different metallic utensils. They are commonly made up of aluminium. So why the utensils are made of aluminium? Because of, we know aluminium is heat sensitive, it is non-corrosive, lightweight, handling is very easy, and non-corrosive. It is not undergoes into the corrosion. Okay, so why? Because aluminium is, once aluminium surface is exposed to the atmospheric air, it reacts with the oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, it is giving rise to aluminium oxide layer. So aluminium oxide layer is act as a barrier, and it will be prevent the further oxidation of the aluminium. In that way, aluminium utensils are prevented from the it will be not undergoes into the rusting because of the aluminium oxide layer, whatever it is forming over the aluminium surface, it will be act as a barrier. It is do not allow the oxygen to contact with the aluminium surface. So at the same time, aluminium is the lighter weight, okay, and heat sensitive metal. So therefore, for that reasons, it is used as used in the utensils. Okay, so in this video we discussed the 10 questions. In next video we are going to discuss 31 questions onward.